Today, we're talking about something called the morning phone trap. And it's a habit so common, most of us don't even realize we're caught in it.
Seriously, think about it for a second. That alarm starts blaring, you reach out, what's the very first thing your hand touches? For most of us, it's not some old-school snooze button. It's our phone. And what you do in that next moment, well, it pretty much sets the course for your entire day.
And if that's you, look, you're definitely not alone. The numbers are staggering. A full 80% of smartphone users check their phones within the first 15 minutes of waking up. It's like this weird, unspoken ritual the whole world is doing. But what is it actually doing to our brains? Let's dive into the science.
Okay, so let's get into it. Your brain on morning scroll. To really understand why this habit is so sticky, why it's so hard to break, we gotta look at what's happening upstairs. And spoiler, this isn't about a lack of willpower. It's all about brain chemistry.
Our phones are basically masters at hooking us with something called a dopamine loop. Every little notification, every new post, every email, it gives your brain a tiny little hit of dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical. But here's the catch. When you put the phone down, that feeling fades, and your brain immediately starts craving another hit. This endless cycle of seeking a reward is literally the definition of an addictive habit.
And here's the crazy part. That morning scroll hijacks your brain's natural wake-up process. See, when you wake up naturally, your brain is in this slow, creative, almost dreamlike state. It's humming with theta and alpha waves. It's the perfect time for new ideas. But when you grab your phone, you shock your brain straight into high-alert beta waves. That's the reactive, anxious, distracted state. You completely skip that gentle, creative phase and basically prime your brain for a day of distraction. The impact goes way beyond just brain waves. The blue light from our screens throws our key hormones into total chaos. It messes with cortisol, that's your get-up-and-go hormone, and it shuts down melatonin, the one that helps you sleep. This whole hormonal mess robs you of the deep, restorative rest you desperately need.
And this isn't just a theory, check this out. This chart from a sleep study shows the real cost. It shows how much deep, restorative sleep, that's the good stuff, the slow-wave sleep, people got. When they were exposed to a phone screen at night, that deep sleep just plummeted. That little habit is literally stealing your most valuable sleep.
So the science is pretty clear, right? But what does this actually look and feel like in the real world? Let's talk about the productivity and mood cost based on a fascinating personal experiment someone shared.
This is a direct quote from someone who decided to just stop. They locked their phone away every morning. And the result? They went from managing about 3 hours of focused work each day to a consistent 5 or 6 hours. That's not a small tweak, that's a complete transformation of their professional life.
But the benefits weren't just about getting more done. They reported a huge jump in their mental health, going from a 5 out of 10 to a 7.5. They said life just felt way less stressful. They could solve problems better, even felt more confident, all from changing that one single habit. And they used this phrase that's so powerful. They went from feeling like a depressed zombie to feeling peaceful and clear-headed. And that zombie feeling, that's not just in your head. That's the direct result of that hormonal chaos and lack of deep sleep we were just talking about. When your brain is jolted awake and running on fumes, zombie is a pretty perfect description.
Okay, so the science is clear. The real-world impact is undeniable. The question now is, what on earth can we do about it? The good news is, the solution is surprisingly simple. It's a two-part plan to take back your morning. Part 1 is all about designing your environment for success. Forget relying on willpower. Just make the bad habit harder to do. First, get a real old-school alarm clock. This is a game changer because it removes the #1 excuse to have your phone by your bed. Second, physically move your phone. Charge it in the kitchen, the living room, anywhere that's not within arm's reach. And third, turn off your notifications at night so you aren't greeted by a wall of stress first thing.
Now, making the old habit harder is only half the battle. You have to replace it with something better. You need to create a new morning ritual that your brain will actually find rewarding. So what could that look like? Instead of reaching for the screen, you could move your body. Just stretch a little. Read one chapter of a physical book. Take your coffee outside and just listen for a minute. Write down 3 things you're grateful for in a journal. Spend 5 minutes playing with your dog or your cat. Or just mindfully make yourself a proper breakfast. Anything that connects you to the physical world, not the digital one.
When it all comes down to it, the very first conscious minute of your day sets the tone for all the hours that follow. You can start it in a state of reaction, distraction, and anxiety, or you can choose to start it with intention, calm, and focus.
The choice is yours, and it starts the moment you wake up. This isn't about being perfect. It's just about being intentional. So how will you choose to spend that first minute tomorrow?